All right, guys. So, kind of apologize for the last few videos, but it's all going to go full circle now and make sense in a minute, hopefully, if I do this right. So let's just we're going to talk about modern day stuff now, because I get it. And a lot of you are atheists or whatever, and you just think, oh, none of this stuff matters. This guy has no clue what he's talking about, blah, blah, blah. You guys are so caught up on technicalities. Like, let's just the Abraham religion, basically, whether it's Judaism, Christianity, or Muslim, even the Muslims believe that Jesus, was an extremely special guy. They just believe that Muhammad was next, okay? And then, like I was showing you yesterday, the certain Jewish sectors, I forget the word, I apologize, they believe that a dude is what liberated them to being able to communicate with God directly instead of having to go through the elites. See, there's a theme here. The elites wanted everybody to believe that they could not get in touch with God unless the people went through the elites, okay? So that's for two reasons. One, it makes the elites money, but two, it's a lot of control because you're basically guiding what people believe that God told them to do on a one-on-one basis. It's like it's kind of like the Catholics, how they go and have like confession for their sins, which is also a control mechanism if you stop and think about it. That's like the CIA on steroids. That's the NSA on steroids. So the whole reason why there has to be a CIA and an NSA is because the vast majority of the population is no longer going and confessing when they and their friends do something wrong. Okay, so the Vatican is a intelligence agency, basically, okay? It gathers intel of what's going on in the world. Anyway, this is how, it'd be one thing if there was only just like tiny little grenades and pistols and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know if you guys noticed and you guys have the ability to cross-reference this, because I realize you guys can't cross-reference shit. That's the big problem. Those of us who can, we just see the rest of you as like these oblivious mannequin zombie wannabe fucking, listen to me, I'm the expert who can repeat this information perfectly. Okay, now can you cross-reference the fact that if everybody just has free agency and everybody can just go into a big arms race, we all end up with nukes and laser guns and the whole fucking world gets destroyed? I'll believe it when I see it. Okay, never mind. And this is why they said that the elites, like the pharaohs, have the all-seeing eye where they can see the future accurately, because the masses cannot. The masses are just dog shit fucking stupid, man. Just fucking dumb fucks. So, it's very good, don't get me wrong, if you're one of the masses and you're just not very good at predicting what tomorrow holds, and everything comes as a big surprise to you and you can't cross-reference things, like how the Antichrist relates to Bitcoin right now and why world leaders are having all these Antichrist documentaries. If none of this stuff like correlates in your mind, that it's all connected for a specific agenda, you need to join a religion, or you need to join an intelligence agency, or you need to join some big ass team where you trust somebody. You're like, yeah, that guy's smarter than me. And just like I was talking the other day about how I have a friend who has a mentally disabled son, and I honestly have no problem with his mentally disabled son, because his mentally disabled son trusts his dad and follows his dad's lead, and his dad's smart enough that I don't have a problem with them. So it's like, I'm not like this guy who's like, oh, if you're stupid, you got to go. The problem is when you're stupid and you have an ego and you think that you know everything and you're not obedient to anything. So atheist stupid people are very fucking dangerous. And it's not just because, oh, so you think religion is a system of control and you think since I'm stupid, I need to join a system of control. That's part of it, okay? But the other part is, for you to not believe that there is a higher intelligence than you when you are in a universe where you cannot explain, you fucking physics wannabe pieces of shit, you cannot actually explain why the moon stays in perfect orbit around the Earth and never crashes into Earth and never escapes orbit. Every other fucking satellite we put up in space either eventually escapes orbit or crashes back into Earth unless we do course corrections. So what is it that's allowing the moon to go around the Earth indefinitely? I know the answer. I can't talk about it because it explains what gravity actually is. I'm not going to get into it. But the point is, there's an answer and you stupid fucks don't have it. But yet, you all sit there and say, there's no God. And you might even say, well, Brandon, you just told me you know the answer and it has to do with gravity. Therefore, I know I'm right. There's no God. God is a complex topic that I can't fully explain because it involves the physics understanding that leads to super weapons. Tesla believed in God. Einstein believed in God when he was first creating all his stuff. What's his face? Newton grew up religious. Everybody who has a very firm, not everybody, but people who have an extremely firm self-discipline and believe in doing what's right, I believe that God in real time can see that occurring. And it's like, okay, that's the opposite of a drunk driver to me. Okay, that's the person who's going to be responsible if I give them an Enzo Ferrari worth of information in their mind. Okay, so not that it matters, because I know a lot of you will say it doesn't matter. I've never been drunk in my life. I've never even fucking smoked weed. The most alcohol that I've ever drank, one time when I was a kid, I just sipped a beer because I was being made fun of by my family, like, oh, Brandon's a goody good, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, there you go. I sipped a beer. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Who cares? You know, why do you got to get drunk to have a good time? Which, frankly, my family on my stepdad's side, they didn't really get drunk. So that's not an issue there. They were always on guard and knew what was going on. My mom's side of the family, on their other hand, there's a lot of losers on that side of the family who, anyway. Okay, so the Earth going around the sun, the Earth changing its rotational speeds, the Earth changing just all kinds of little things, like in real time. The sun doing these pump fakes with solar flares where it starts to shoot them out and then it sucks them right back. That's not natural. That is a sign of intelligence. That's a sign of, I'm going to fucking smack you if you don't fucking realize what you're fucking doing. You're not the boss, you little fucking humans. And so, and it's funny because, you know, Christians and Jews will make fun of Islamic people for worshiping, you know, the sun. You get these different people who worship the sun. And I apologize, I'm having a brain lapse. Anyway. So let's fast forward to why this matters now. Okay, for all those of you who just kind of think, okay. So Harvard made mice younger. If a person comes out and starts teaching people that it's possible to make human beings younger, think about the consequences of the jealousy level. So let's say at first there's only one human on Earth who knows how to like administer this medical treatment to make people younger. It's going to be super fucking expensive to get that guy's time of day because he's going to have every billionaire on the planet outbidding each other for the guy's time. Okay, so that's that. And meanwhile, everybody else is going to be jealous. There's going to be people trying to apprehend and hold that guy at gunpoint, like, you don't understand, my mom's dying. The billionaire can wait. You got to fix my mom. So then let's say that even 1 out of every 1,000 people on the planet knows how to administer this medical treatment, assuming it's possible. They're probably going to have to know how to edit DNA to succeed at this. And that means 1 out of 1,000 people on planet Earth now know how to custom tailor recipes to cause individuals to mysteriously die if they know how to edit DNA. Like they could create something that kills you specifically, or a bloodline of people who have similar DNA to each other. So it becomes a very dangerous world when 1 out of 1,000 people, okay, if you're on a planet with 8 billion people, what is that, 800,000? Is my math right? 800,000 people would know how to fucking create weapons that could end all of civilization? That's worse than a fucking nuke. So there has to be a task force, plural, task forces, to keep things at bay. Otherwise, what we think is going to bring us a better tomorrow is actually going to bring us total annihilation. And so the Antichrist prophecies, basically they take on any direction that they think is good intentions for society that ultimately leads to massive destruction of society. That falls into the quote-unquote Antichrist category. So if a guy comes along and teaches you about this, he has good intentions, we know. He's a great teacher, we know, but he's actually Satan. He's going to lead you all to destruction. And that's not a lie. He is going to lead you to destruction. Is he actually Satan? No. But do the masses think it's true as that guy starts to lead everybody to destruction with his teachings? Sure. So herein lies the paradox. We have all these people wishing for one currency that takes away the income from the elites, who are the ones who organize and fund these task forces, okay? They keep the world in one piece. They keep it from going up in nuclear smoke. They keep it from being gene edited to death, okay? Literally. You got to supervise these people like lab rats, okay? Like, let's just call a spade a spade. The people fucking with genes of plants and stuff, they are in a fucking lab working for Monsanto. They're not just like, hey man, I'm working from home. I created like the new corn strand today. Hey, yeah, sweet. Cool, man. Talk to you after a bit. Let me know how it goes. I'm fucking with ladybugs. Okay, they're not. They're under surveillance. They're lab rats. They're being watched. That's not coincidence. Anyway, it just blows my mind that you had this domino effect across religions that Jesus started and then dominoed to the other religions, where it's like you don't have to pay the elite to get in touch with God. And these elites saying that they're related to God, we're all related to God through Adam, was Jesus' argument to the Pharisees in the temple. It's like we're all related to God through Adam and Abraham and all the shit. Okay, so what's your point that you're related to God? Like, so you guys need to understand the debate, but they've taken you away from it. They've completely taken you away from the debate. And the interesting thing is, if somebody tries to teach you what I'm teaching you right now, Antichrist, you're saying that Jesus wasn't as special as what he actually was. Okay, so you guys are going to turn Jesus into a fucking compulsive liar where he says you're all children of God, but I'm more of a children of God than you. That's what you guys think that Jesus said? Is that what you guys think he said? Show me where he said that. So it's just, you guys, you're insulting his character because you're turning him into a fucking whack job, which the Jews love. That is the perception. That way they can say, yeah, he was a fucking whack job. The Jewish elite don't want you to believe that he was just a civilized, normal dude saying, why are you guys related to God and these people all aren't? Did these people get dropped off from a fucking spaceship? Like, where'd these people come from? Are these people not related to Adam and Abraham? Like, what is it that you guys are talking about right now? That was Jesus. Bullwhip in the temple. That was Jesus. Every 2,000-ish years, it's a different zodiac. The Earth's axis is precessing. It's going backwards through the zodiac symbols. The golden calf is Taurus. Moses blows the ram horn. That's the time of Aries. Moses blows the ram's horn. Jesus was the time of Pisces. Jesus' symbol is 2 fish. Sea of Galilee, teaching fishermen, 2 fish. Now we're into the time of Aquarius. So those of you who are atheists, you're in for a very rude awakening. I mean, you guys are going to fucking like melt in horror once I explain this next part to you. Because this prophecy that every 2,000-ish years of the new zodiac, God will put a signature on the key people that you need to pay attention to, and they will bear the sign of the zodiac, okay? So let's say you're not religious at all. What do you guys do? Watch sports all day? Does anybody know who the best hockey player is, like the most famous hockey player? Wayne Gretzky? What about basketball? Michael Jordan? Remember there was like a cartoon about these guys in the 90s? What about baseball? Now, before you cite the cartoon guy from the 90s, that was Bo Jackson. Instead, who were the best baseball players of all time? Who's the one that you instantly think of, all-time best baseball players? Because baseball hasn't been around that long. It's a Aquarius era sport. So who is the best baseball player? Babe Ruth? Who are some of the others? Well, what's interesting is when you look up all the best baseball players, like there's 3 or 4 of them, and the first black baseball player, they're all Aquarius. Wayne Gretzky, Aquarius. Michael Jordan, Aquarius. Oh, maybe you guys like soccer. Who's the most famous soccer player? I'm not a big follower of soccer. If you ask me who's the most well-known soccer player on planet Earth, Brandon, it's Ronaldo. What's Ronaldo? He's an Aquarius. Okay, fine. Get away from sports, Brandon. Let's talk about, we've been talking about controlled breeding, have we not? And we've been talking about freeing the slaves so that they have free agency to make mistakes so that they can be Darwinismed, okay, once they fail. So controlled breeding and Darwinism go hand in hand with you have to give people free agency to prove who they are on their own accord. That's God's plan. Whether you like it or not. I know you guys are just like these weirdos who, he wants me to be a special person. I'm going to be with him forever soon, and we're the bestest friends, and his birthday cake forever. Okay, American history. Who freed the slaves? Abraham Lincoln. Who taught you guys about controlled breeding, aka Darwinism? Charles Darwin. Okay? Any disputes to that before we continue? You mindless pieces of oblivious shit. Because what I'm about to point out to you guys, you should all be hit upside the head with a fucking baseball bat. That none of you have known this stuff yet about Babe Ruth and Ronaldo and Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky. So the 2 key people in American history who created the concept of evolution, not that we necessarily evolved from monkeys, but that there is controlled breeding, okay? And there is. And temperament is hereditary. And the guy who freed the slaves, Abraham Lincoln, who's getting away from the old British rule and the old Jewish rule, we're freeing slaves. We're not going to do that shit. We're going to judge everybody. If 90% of the African-American race ends up in jail for bad behavior, so be it. The 10% that we're left with, who acts properly, fantastic. Let them procreate. Now we got a whole fucking society of black people who can think straight. That's Darwinism with quote-unquote liberty. Is you give people the liberty to make choices, good or bad, and end up in prison and or shot when they engage in conflict with each other. Okay, that's how that all works. This is what the founding fathers and Abraham Lincoln were up to. Does anybody know what Abraham Lincoln's birthday is? It's February 12th. Does anybody know what Charles Darwin's birthday is? It's February 12th. Does anybody know what zodiac that's in? Aquarius. So there's a trend here, is there not? whether it's star athletes or the people who are doing what the founding fathers of the United States created this country on, I don't think you guys understand that dueling is a form of Darwinism. Like, let's say that you and I can't come to a peaceful, logical disagreement, okay? We can't just agree to disagree and go about our merry way about whatever it is. And instead, we want to duel. Did you know that you can challenge each other? And this included back in the Old West. You could challenge each other to a fucking spelling bee. You could challenge each other to a race on horses. You could challenge each other to a foot race. You could challenge each other to any contest of any kind. But you know what the dumb fucking tribal human beings always want to do? The dumb fucking apes always want to do? They always want to resort to violence and kill each other. So when people challenge each other to a duel where somebody's going to die, understand something. The other party has to accept. What could be better? Like, listen to me very carefully, you low IQ fucks. If you're trying to breed the human species into more peaceful people who don't resort to violence so easily, what could be better than having one person who has the free agency to say, hey, you know what? I want to resort to violence to solve a problem. Is that cool with you? Do you accept my challenge? And the other person says, fuck yeah, sounds like a great idea. I accept your challenge. What is better than 50% of everyone who engages in a duel dying if you want to get rid of the violent people? You want to get rid of fucking global wars. The easiest way to do that is bring dueling back. Oh, that's so gruesome. It's so much better just to have like this fucking cruise missile go into this neighborhood and these chemical weapons just kill these men, women, and children, rather than say, hey, we're going to wait till people are 18 years old at least before they're allowed to engage in dueling, before they're proper adults. And if they really want to do it, no, you're not allowed to do that. We need to just go back to killing the kids in the Middle East. We need to just go back to poisoning the kids in America with poisonous fucking ice cream. We just need to go back to reducing the population all these other ways, because dueling is just so, that's just so bad. You have two people who on their own accords agree to only kill each other. They're not trying to like blow up the whole fucking world with a nuke. They only want to kill each other. Oh my God, I cannot believe that Ben Franklin thought this was a good idea. You guys are such shit. Shit. When was the last time any of you argued that we need to bring dueling back because it's the most civilized way that only the people who want to kill each other kill each other? Never. You guys are dog shit fucking stupid. It's okay if there's poison in my ice cream. Nuh-uh, there's no poison in the ice cream. There's no poison in the ice cream. Hey, you want to come over to my house after a bit and smoke some weed? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Then we can pretend that we're winners. Yeah, I'm going to bring some beer and some Doritos. I've heard there's poison in the Doritos, too. Nuh-uh, dude, there's no poison in the Doritos. I've eaten tons of that shit. And so'd my mom. How's your mom doing anyway? Is she still dying of cancer? Yeah, but don't worry, she's going to take chemotherapy and she's going to get fixed. Shit. Shit, maggot fucks.